Okay, so your boy is back with a brand new video. It's been a minute, but I'm back. Hello. So yeah, your boy's back, and as the title video shows, I'm talking about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, first of all, it's copper, not ginger, before anyone says. There's nothing wrong with being ginger though. I'm just saying. Back onto the main point. The video, Spider-Man Brand New Day. I've given it some time. I was going to make this video earlier, but I thought, let me reflect, let me sit, let me see how I really feel about Spider-Man. Now, obviously, if I told you I'm a Spider-Man fan, especially right now, you'd be like, yeah, no shit. So there's a pretty good chance I was going to enjoy the film. Did I enjoy the film? Fuck yes, I enjoyed the film. It's a good-ass film. So yeah, I enjoyed the film, but there's so much stuff I want to talk about. Let's start off with the street-level villains, you know? We've got the ninjas, Tombstone, Scorpion. I could go on, but we'll leave it at that. You've got big time now, Punisher, Hulk, Jean Grey. You know, you got the Mutation. There's a lot to talk about here. And then obviously, you know, we've got the post-credit scene, which I'll talk about as well. But I think ultimately, when I watched that film, I came in expecting action. And when I first watched it, it was a little bit, I left and my initial thought was a 7 out of 10. Because I was like, hey, I expected a bit more action, you know? But I walked away really feeling like Peter Parker. And I might explain why. But before I do, before I nerd out, you know exactly what you need to do. I don't really feel like I need to tell you what to do here. Alright? I'm sure you see my channel. I'm sure you see my subscribers. I'm sure you see the likes. They need a little bit of a boost. So, you know, do Okay, so one of my favorite things about Brand New Day is the love it showed to the comic books. Now, I'm a comic book nerd. That's where I come from. When I was a kid, I used to read comic books. So the references at the start, where you're seeing, I don't know, Tombstone, Tarantula, you're seeing other characters. I mean, I've got a list on my phone. Let me pull up my phone and tell you what I saw. Because I was making notes after the film the next day, thinking, what am I going to talk about? You had yeah, so I said Tombstone, Green Goblin, Doc Ock. Yeah, those comic book references, man. Beautiful. Giving homage to the fans. Not just the fans, not the casuals though. The nerds. Niggas like me. But listen, all jokes aside, it shows that Spider-Man's rogues villain, his catalog of villains is amazing. He's got so many different characters that we haven't even seen on the big screen yet. Which is nice, because I'm hoping in future they use some of these characters that we haven't seen before and do something with it. So, it was nice seeing that. The one little negative I'll say is, it was rushed. I would have liked to see his development more. They kind of gave us a snapshot of all the villains he's faced, you know? Which was nice, but we would have liked to see more development and actually see those battles, to see what it took. They kind of fast-tracked his development, but I can understand why. It's a short film. You know, there's not a lot of time to pack everything up, considering we've got Doomsday coming around the corner. So I get it. I understand. So since we're talking street levels, so I mentioned Tombstone, Scorpion, Shocker, these kinds of characters. Since we're talking street level, let's talk about those ninjas in the fight. Now, Spider-Man, we know we can battle ninjas. You know, that's nothing new. But it was cool to see ninjas. I love the fight sequence, you know. I think the mutations that were involved when he went from, you know, freaking human to Arachnid, whatever that means. That's cool though, seeing that change there. Obviously in the comic books, he literally turned into a spider. But obviously kids watch this film, so they probably couldn't show that. But no, it was cool. I like the fight scene. I would have liked, like I said, other characters involved. But it's okay. I like them putting emphasis on using his Spidey sense. I like the emphasis on him becoming both a human and both spider, and making sure that, you know, he balances both sides. And once he has that balance, you know, he's not suppressing his humanity anymore, which is kind of cool. So yeah, the ninjas gave him a different kind of fight. It's like a 20 versus 1. Yeah, I thought it was cool. That little spinny thing he did that little spiral thing when he webbed everyone up. Okay, that's cool. I'll give it that. So yeah, the ninjas, I enjoyed that fight sequence. I was chilling. Good vibe. You know, 20 versus 1. I knew he'd put him in a pack. And he did. So, it was light work. Now, where I was worried was Hulk. See, now I'm over the moon with what's happening with Hulk. I'm so happy because ever since Thanos had that 1v1 against Hulk, he ain't been the same. It's like, I don't know, it's like your friend gets with a girl, they break up, and your friend's not the same guy no more. It's like, no matter what you say to him, you just feel like something's off, but you can't fix it. You know, no one in the MCU could fix it, except for Jean fucking Grey. I don't know what she did to his brain, but she busted it. And now, we finally saw Big Boy Hulk, not Smart Hulk. Yeah, this was nice. The kind of Hulk that makes you run away when he pops out. You saw what the Punisher was doing in that film. He looked at Peter and said, what do you expect me to do? So yeah, I like the character development there. I like the sequence. The only thing I'm disappointed with is every time Hulk actually, you know, shows his power, no one fights him. No one 1v1s him. Everyone just ducks. Everyone's running. Which, I don't know, man. I feel like that's a cheap tactic there because Spider-Man, especially with the Arachnid, I think he could take him. You know, I think he could give him a bow at least, something solid. But this running away stuff, I don't know. I don't know. And yeah, to get a little bit deep, like, one thing I like about this film is it really hit the emotions. I had man feeling emotional. First of all, you have Bruce Banner and Hulk, right? So the whole film, like, you got Bruce suppressing Hulk with that little inhibitor he had in his arm. Which is the same thing Peter's trying to do with the Arachnid DNA thing. And yeah, and Spider-Man learned his lesson and learned, like, he doesn't need to suppress that. He just has to be himself. Whereas Bruce, we've seen for the last couple of films now, he's been suppressing the Hulk. So when the Hulk came out, he's just like, yeah, I'm not changing back. And that's what it is. So I like how that's finally broken down now and the Hulk can finally develop into something else. Because this Smart Hulk, no one was feeling it. I need to be scared of Hulk. That's what it should be. So I enjoyed that scene. So I love the direction Marvel's going in with Hulk. Yeah, because Hulk needs to be scary, man. Hulk needs to smash. Pause. Okay, I have to talk about the Punisher. Now, obviously, he's a very fucked up character if you read the comic books. But in this film, it was just comedic relief. And I loved it. It was funny. That one scene where he was like pretending to be Spider-Man in the hospital and he was grunting, doing this. That's jokes. That's jokes. So I really enjoyed his performance in this. He's still Frank, the Punisher. Yeah, it was fun. I like the interaction between him and Peter. I think both actors have a good chemistry there. So I enjoyed it. It was fun. Punisher was fun. I didn't even expect that. I didn't think it'd be funny at all. So that was really nice. I think I love the contrast between the two. You've got Spider-Man who thinks like a hero and thinks like, okay, so how can I do things the right way? Whereas the Punisher's just there like, yeah, man, we can just kill everyone, you know. I like that. I like that. Honorable mention, the soundtracks. So Steve Lacey, my boy. Come on, come on, come on. Come on now. I know what the voice is. I know what the voice is voicing. But Steve Lacey, that track stuck in my head. Went for a run today. I had it on. Yeah. Soundtrack felt fresh, felt new. It really had me feeling like it was a brand new day, you know? Even the other track, Loser as well. Bangers. Straight heat. Straight heat. There was no misses. So that soundtrack, yeah, now every time I hear that song, I just think of Spider-Man. So yeah, the other street level hero, Scorpion. Scorpion's been in comic books for ages. Everyone knows who Scorpion is. But this is the first time Spider-Man turned up the power level, stopped holding back, and obliterated the guy. Took him out. Got him out of there. Quick. And it was looking sad. It was like this is what I'm telling you about Peter, man. I said Peter like I know him. But there's levels. There's levels. I think the cool thing is they gave him really low stakes in this one, you know? Which, again, is understandable when you know it's around the corner. So, yeah. But it's cool seeing his power level increase. And I don't want to go past the power level thing. Because everyone knows how Spider-Man holds back, right? So his fight with Scorpion, when he just went full Arachnid. When he went full Spider. Yeah, that's a little taste. I'm telling you, that's a little taste to seeing like what he can actually do when he doesn't hold back. So be worried, because I've always said if you read the comic books, you know how overpowered Spider-Man is when he stops holding back. But I think this film's starting to ask the question now of Spider-Man's getting stronger, but is he capable of controlling that strength? Because at the end of the day, You know, his biggest skill is his restraint. Like, it always holds back. And this is what I'm saying. When you always hold back, what happens when you don't? And he's always, you know, he's come out of these encounters, you know, and he's always won. He's done it the hard way. But the minute he stops holding back, it's worrying. And that post-credit, let me hold on. It's slowly going from Peter trying, you know, just, you know, to fight someone to now trying to kill someone. And yeah, we need to see that more, because with the way Marvel's going right now, bodies are gonna need to be taken right now. So he's gonna have to get into that mode anyway. So yeah, this is when I get to Spider-Man mutating now. When I'm saying this level. See, it's interesting they're bringing the X-Men here with Jean Grey, because now they're bringing mutants in, and Spider-Man isn't a mutant, he's just mutating, because you have to be born with that to be classed as a mutant, by the way. So with that being said, yeah, Spider-Man as a character right now, I didn't expect them to use this film as a way to bring the X-Men, and I did not see Jean Grey coming. So I like the fact that Spider-Man's showing power levels right now. He kind of needs to with what's about to come anyway. But then to move on to Jean Grey, yeah. Alright, so Jean fucking Grey. Now, I didn't see that coming. I didn't know they were going to bring the X-Men in this film. You could argue that bringing Jean Grey in takes away from Spider-Man, the Spider-Man film itself. But I think it was a good dynamic between her and Spider-Man, both going through the world alone, you know, both dealing with their health. I mean, Jean lost her fucking sister, so I can understand why she was moving like that. But at the same time, like, when she was phasing through people, she was low-key causing people's deaths. So that's all I'd ask the film, like, hey, she should be in jail. Just saying. But hey, it's a film. One thing I will say about comic books is I always used to see Jean Grey and I used to think, kind of dead, kind of mid. But this film actually gave her a backstory. I'm actually invested in Jean Grey. Before this film even dropped, I have never spoke about Jean Grey. Like, even when I speak to like other nerds like me, like, we talk about heroes, we talk about characters, we talk about Gambit, Cyclops, you know, we talk about Beast, you know, these characters, but no one ever mentions Jean Grey, you know what I mean? So it's cool that she actually is something to talk about. She's actually a character that I'm invested in, so that was nice. The coolest part of it all is not only does she exist in the Spider-Man world now, in the MCU, I guess, but she exists and she's actually going to be the person who brings us to the X-Men. It opens up the carpet and the X-Men walk through. So that's cool. I'm excited for the other characters in the X-Men as well. I've been seeing things online about the casting and stuff like that. The cast was good. So MCU right now is cooking. You know, it's cooking. And I feel like we're about to have a barbecue in December. You know, I'm looking forward to it. I'll see you at the cookout. I need to talk about VMAX. Now, the whole time I never knew what VMAX was during this film. And then when I found out that's where the sister was locked up, that's where Jean's sister was locked up, I was like, damn. But then I look at what Peter Parker did with his inhibitor, the one he created, the universal one, and I'm just like, okay, so it seems like they're setting up what they're called damage control in this film. We'll call them that. But they're setting up them to be a way to stop mutants and possibly enslaving mutants. I think that's the way it's gonna go. That black dude who Jean, I don't blame you for wanting to end him, because fair enough. But I think he survived this film. So naturally, if he's still there when the X-Men come, there's going to be a battle, you know? Because it looks like they're trying to understand these powers to be able to control these people. So I think that's an interesting dynamic, and I'd like to see how that plays out. So I think that was a good inclusion in the film, and I like the direction it's going, because there's just so many different outlets now, you know? There's so much going on. Yeah, like I said, it's a good time, man. It's a good time. And I think damage control shows that the world is scared of mutants, you know? Because people like Spider-Man, Captain America, Iron Man, you see them, you know who they are. But a mutant, that can be anyone, anything, you know? And people are scared. And what do people do when they're scared? You know? They try and find a way to control that situation. And this is the thing now. Like, with control, with that, I don't even know his name, with that one dude who was trying to find out Jean Grey's powers and do all that. Yeah, this is the stuff that Professor X was talking about. This is stuff that Charles talks about. So yeah, speaking about where Marvel is going next, that post-credit scene, man, I think it's Tobey Maguire. I think his Earth got obliterated by Doom. And yeah, I think it's him arriving into the same Earth as Tom Holland. That's what I think. But we'll see. There's also other things, you know, it could be Venom. A lot of people are saying it's Venom. I don't know. Or it could be Miles. I don't think they're ready to introduce Miles yet. So, yeah, but that, either way, any of these outcomes are cool. I'd like for it to be Tobey Maguire, and that's where I'd put if I had to put my money, I'd put it there, on Tobey. But yeah, Tobey, Venom, Miles, Secret Wars, the X-Men, Jean Grey. This is all the future. It's all what Marvel's building towards. So we'll find out eventually. My favorite thing to do is sometimes to look backwards. I do it sometimes, maybe too much. So if they bring Tobey back one last time, that'd be dope. Yeah, it's nice that they've both made us look forwards and backwards in this film. Yeah, it's brought us back to where Spider-Man started. So I've really enjoyed this film. I think why Spider-Man resonates with me in particular is because, you know, we don't have superpowers. We're not obviously, you know, Spider-Man. But I think the things he goes through resonates with me or with just a lot of people, you know. Like, once again, like Spider-Man makes mistakes. He loses a lot of time. You know, he has moments when life doesn't go his way. Yada, yada, yada. He takes a lot of L's, is my main point. But ultimately, he gets up and he does the right thing, or at least tries to. He has a good heart at the end of the day. And I think that's all you can take away from the film. And that's one of the biggest things I kind of sat on with this film when I reflected and I gave it time. If I made this video initially straight after the film, maybe I give it a 7 out of 10, you know? Because I'm like, there was a lack of action and stuff like that. But I give it an 8 out of 10 now because this is the most grounded Spider-Man film I've had from Tom Holland. So I'll give him his props. One of the scenes I haven't mentioned was the scene with MJ when he thinks, you know, she's realized all the memories are back, you know? That was, oh, man. I know for a fact we all felt that. That's probably one of the best scenes of the film for me. The emotional weight behind, you know, just him feeling lonely, feeling alone, wanting her back, and knowing that, shit, it's done. I can't have her back. So that's something that we probably all felt at some point. So overall, Spider-Man, amazing character. Spider-Man Brand New Day, amazing film. I hope you've enjoyed this video, as always. It's been your boy Menashe. I'll be making more videos here and there. I'm not going to make any promises because, hey, I still need to get into the swing of things. But if you enjoyed this, you know what to do. I will see you again very soon. Yeah, it's been your boy. Take care.